What's going on, guys? Seth and Chevy here. We just watched episode 8 of Chainsaw Man, and holy shit, what an episode we just watched. Quick recap. It recaps a little bit of the last episode with Denji and Himeno going back to her place while they had been drinking. We get a little more on that situation. We get a bunch of fantastic animation. I know we say this every episode, but every episode just blows me away when we're seeing what they bring to the table. But yeah, we see the conclusion of that situation. Nothing happens there. Denji saving himself for Makima. We get a kind of a barely a flashback, but earlier segment where he's talking with Makima outside of the bar before they left, and he's talking about how like his first kiss sucked. He's gonna always taste puke when he's kissing somebody, and she gives him his Chupa Chup, and yeah, he holds on to that, has that in his pocket, which is interesting. And yeah, the next morning, Himeno talks about how she's blacked out and how that probably shouldn't have happened in the first place. And while talking, they discuss kind of a plan to work together as friends to help each other out, in which Himeno is going to help Denji get with Makima, and Denji's going to help Himeno get with Aki. Yeah, so they have breakfast, and then everybody gets together for lunch later. We also see a scene with Makima on a train going to Kyoto for some kind of meeting that she's not really looking forward to. And during that scene, we essentially see the beginning of what seems to be a giant hit that's going out on everybody. Everybody is getting shot, apparently. We see a graphic scene of Makima just getting shot in the head. So
and her associate, whoever that was.
And the dude with her, which I'm less worried about, but he also gets shot. And then during that, we see Arai and Kobeni presumably get shot. It doesn't show that,
yeah,
but it hints at it. So we will find out, I'm sure, in the next episode. And then finally, what we expect to happen, there is a hitman in the place that everybody is at, Aki, Denji, Power, and Himeno, in which he gives kind of a little, not quite a speech, but he starts kind of talking to them, talking about his background with his, was it dad or grandpa who's in the Yakuza?
I don't remember the family relation,
Yeah.
but it's the guy from the first episode or
Yeah.
whatever.
And the guy knows Denji. Before they can make sense of the situation, dude pulls a gun, shoots Denji, shoots Himeno, in kind of like the side chest area, and proceeds to try and finish the job with everybody, but is punched into the air by Power, and then Aki uses his dog curse thing and crazily just eats like half the fucking building while snatching this dude up, but says that what it's eating isn't quite human or devil, something else. Dude busts out of that and happens to be very similar to Denji in the sense that he has swords coming out of his arms and a sword coming out of his forehead, and it's pretty cool looking. I love the way this anime looks. Yeah, so instantly Aki goes to action, pulls his sword out from prior episode where it was something that he was told not to pull out because the situation is obviously very dire at this point already. Proceeds to fight the dude, in which he starts using something we haven't seen him use yet, where he is telling essentially the curse to strike the enemy, and each time it hits, it's counting down, which is really interesting, really fucking cool looking. Finally, at 0, telling the curse to essentially take the dude, in which we get this really cool animation of it, like essentially taking him, and then it shows the next scene where the guy's just like dead on the ground. At least it seems like that. Really fucking cool looking. And then yeah, everything's kind of fucked. Power is essentially trying to keep the blood from pouring out of Himeno. Denji's somewhere just laying there.
After he shot in the head. So.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he's gonna be dead, but we'll find out. I don't know what's going on in the show now. And then a new person shows up. essentially commenting on what just happened, coming over and getting the hitman up from being dead, or at least being mortally wounded. I'm not sure. It seemed like he was dead. And essentially asking him, like, hey, how'd you fuck up? And he's just like, I underestimated this guy. And she's like, well, you better kill him this time. In which he seemingly easily is able to get behind Aki and strike him. We don't know if this is fatal or not, but hit him. It seems pretty bad. And while he's getting ready to finish off Aki, Himeno essentially wants Power to help, but Power doesn't want to. It seems that these people are too powerful. And then she also asks her ghost curse to help. And even the curse itself doesn't want to mess with this girl, apparently. She says she's foul or something like that. In which then Himeno offers everything that she has to the curse, if the curse will give her everything that it has, essentially. And it ends up turning into a fucking crazy looking entity.
Yeah, apparently the ghost is real gross looking.
Yeah, this episode just has, I mean, I'm already talking about my impressions, but this episode had so much fucking shit that I loved the way it looked visually. I was like, this is so crazy. But anyway, it does its best to take out this dude. Really cool scene where the dude's just like swinging at the arms while all these arms are trying to grab him, and this really creepy head is like seemingly gonna like devour him or something. And then the girl on the side, who apparently is some kind of fucking badass, we don't know yet, summons something similar to Aki's dog, but it's a snake, and she just tells the snake to devour the whole thing, and it shows up instantly, eats the ghost curse, and then she tells it to leave, and it's just gone instantly, like nothing. And yeah, at that point, Aki looks back, and Himeno's clothes are there, but she's not. During the scene as well, when she was using the curse to help Aki, her arm was disappearing, her other arm would go away, and then eventually her whole body just kind of left the corporeal world. And yeah, we're just kind of left at a shitty cliffhanger. Holy fuck. This episode went by in like 2 minutes. It was quick. And then we got an outro sequence that I loved. I thought it was great the way it was done. That had a lot of elements from the episode we just watched, but had an energy to it that was really cool as well. Yeah, so impressions. What'd you think?
Well, I mean, starting off the episode, seeing the perspective from Himeno with the coming home drunk scene was a nice touch. I also really appreciated just them basically showing off how many angles and we get to see the scene from, apparently. In fact, I don't really know if I've seen an anime do that before. So that was...
Do what? Just
give you the same scene twice, but then like so many different...
Done differently?
Perspectives and angles and stuff.
Yeah, it wasn't even like how some anime will just like in the very beginning kind of replay what happened in the last episode exactly verbatim. It was like so many added scenes, perspectives that weren't there. Even when it was like first person from her perspective walking into the room, I was impressed with the animation of that because there's some 3D assets, but then also Denji's character was like drawn in that movement, and it's really crazy looking.
Yeah, because last episode it was from Denji's perspective or whatever. So yeah, and then getting a little bit more of a flashback of the bar scene. Like they really they spent a lot of time in 2 episodes now giving us some not connective tissue, but it's like relationship building with a few characters, but a lot of it was with Himeno, and obviously we figured out why.
The last like 3 or 4 episodes was setting us up to be upset about the loss in this episode.
Yeah,
that's what it was doing. Because it was like last episode was like all fun and games and like you're like, oh, I really like these characters, and then as soon as Makima got shot, I was like, they're gonna fucking kill off people. Maybe we'll see. I don't think Makima's actually dead, but we'll see.
I don't think she's dead. I find it hard to believe Himeno isn't.
I think she's gone.
I think she gave herself to the ghost.
And if Arai and Kobeni are dead. I mean, I called that because I thought they'd be cannon fodder early on, but we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sure this will not be the last time we see main characters go away. So, yeah, and then the fight sequence was a pleasure. It wasn't so like high octane, like the same way when Denji was fighting like the what was that leech devil or whatever it was. But this was more of a like visual spectacle of like multiple curses, and it was a really nice treat to see. However, the ghost forming and turning into its thing, that was a very cool scene with all the hands slowly showing up and speeding up.
This whole episode, man, from beginning to end was like, it's not cinematography, but like, you know, the composition of all the scenes, the animation, of course, but then also like the fight scene, like everything was like done just like top notch. The music with it, everything, like yeah, I fucking just loved everything visually. But because you're mentioning that scene, like yeah, it was really fucking cool looking, and I was just kind of blown away by everything in this episode visually. Like
I think that's the Katana Devil, if I'm not mistaken. I've seen people mention it online before, so that guy was super cool looking. I love his aesthetic, even though he is very similar to Denji in a lot of ways. Even like the except not sharp teeth, but like the just the bare teeth thing going on or whatever. Very similar idea, and it's interesting because they're both kind of like blades too. So I wonder if that'll be a common theme if there are any more blades later down the road.
that just tells me there's devils that have that similar thing where it comes out of the arms and the face.
Yeah.
Which I think is kind of cool. There's like I don't know, like connective tissue but like not necessarily between them, but like between their types of being devils or hybrids or whatever.
Right. And then the whole thing with all the different people, you know, using guns, I'm assuming that's Yakuza based, though they did mention the Gun Devil part, so I'm almost curious like what the connection is between the Gun Devil and the Yakuza. But is either that or it's like a calling card thing. I'm not, you know, obviously they'll have to tell us, but I just assume it's just because they're a criminal organization that's why they have guns. But it was really, really well done on the train, to go back a little bit, when they did ambush, because like everyone was just riding on the train and all of a sudden like the passengers slowly like disappeared, which was really weird. And then yeah, people showed up and just started, you know, shooting at them.
Well, it's the two behind them and the two in front that went down.
Yeah.
And at first I thought something was happening, like some kind of devil situation.
Right,
a
right.
Mugen train was about to start, but like I think they're all getting their guns ready.
Oh, possibly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I guess the grandma did reach in her purse type of deal.
I think they're all getting
So-
down and grabbing their guns out of their bags or whatever.
With the whole Kobeni and Arai thing, since it was off screen, I'm prone to believe nothing happened. I'm going to be disappointed if they off-screen people in this anime, because they've done a really good job of like showing different perspectives of things.
Yeah.
So-
Well, next episode could show what happened to them.
True.
So
I'm just saying, if we don't see anything, I'm assuming they're alive.
there's an implication that people got taken out.
Yeah.
We got that, and there's a bigger story element that needed to be shown in the small time they had for this episode. So
Yeah.
I also like have a hard time believing that they would have just killed them off screen. But if they do kill them off, I think they'll show it in the next episode, or it'd be really fucked up if it shows the next episode and they're just like, you know, talking about what happened, and it shows like not flashback, but like a flash of them dead on the ground. But that would be very unceremonious. But these characters haven't grown the same way as the other characters for the audience. So yeah,
Yeah.
they're not spending time with those characters to kind of get us to like them. So
So overall, it's a good episode. It's kind of hard to talk about too much of it because there was only honestly a couple scenes that are just drawn out, which is fine. I actually prefer being able to have some time with these things, even though, like you said, it did feel fast. That's what happens when you just get sucked into something, though. And yeah, definitely curious to see the aftermath, because I can't imagine they're just gonna stick around after fucking attacking everybody. So, and then
This is just the end of the show. All the characters got killed.
well, I doubt it's called Chainsaw Man. Denji's
And then
gotta
it
be fine.
and then
So-
it just rolls credits, and you're like, well, goddamn, that was crazy.
And then, oh yeah, and the ending was again pretty good. I need to listen to it again because I don't know if I wouldn't necessarily buy the song yet, but I was too busy thinking about what had happened to be less paying attention to the music. Yeah,
A lot to process. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but yeah, it was. I mean, it was a great episode. This is in between this and Bleach. I've been getting really spoiled having no bad episodes this season in anime. It's kind of insane. So
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree with everything you said. A couple things I want to mention is already talked about it, but it was cool to see the beginning with Himeno. Again, this is another subtle scene that had fantastic animation. There's a part where she's like stumbling and like walking to the wall and stuff. It was so smooth. It was ridiculous. Just a pleasure to watch that animation. I mean, like the scene's great too, and the camera angles are like great, but yeah, the animation's just so smooth and so thoughtful. I really enjoyed watching it, and I really was enjoying Himeno and Denji's soon-to-be blossoming friendship that got the kibosh put on it. It's really what am I looking for? It's a good distraction. It was a good way to make me think that what happened wasn't going to happen. I had no reason to believe it was going to happen. So when it started happening, I was like, "Oh shit, dude! Here it comes." This is because this will be like the second time I've watched an anime I get really invested in. I start liking characters, and then they just start killing them off, and I'm like, "You motherfuckers!" Like, I just need to not like characters in a show, and they'll be fine. But I have a feeling people are gonna be fine after this. I agree with you. I don't think Himeno's coming back. I feel like that was essentially her sacrifice to delay Aki getting killed, which will inevitably, I assume, allow Denji to come back. However, he's gonna come back and do something. I don't think they're gonna kill off Aki. And if they do, that'd be fucking wild.
yeah, that'd be pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Very bold.
Himeno was a very likable character. I was really liking her, but she was almost a support character to Aki, and will give Aki more weight to his character, knowing that he had lost her. So yeah, we will see. Power not stepping in. Well, I mean, she does. She sends him into the air so that he can get attacked by the dog curse. But her not fighting in the scene sucks because you want somebody to do something, but it makes too much sense that Power wouldn't. It fits her character.
She also looks, I don't want to say scared, but definitely intimidated by the situation because
Her and the curse were.
yeah, she was like, I didn't even see him move. So
Yeah. But I think in that situation, even if Denji didn't see him move, he would still do something.
Well,
Whereas
that's
Power,
definitely Denji's,
Power's a wild animal essentially who looks after Power. So she's hesitant because she's like, I gotta survive. I gotta keep me alive. So it made sense that she wasn't so adamant. But it was kind of scary that, after that she's trying to get the curse to go, and it's like, that chick, there's something up with her.
yeah.
And it took her sacrificing her whole body to get that curse to do something, which apparently didn't do anything really. So, oh well. The way the hit played out was done very well. Very cinematic. The music was just perfect. The scenes were perfect. It started happening, and while you're processing what the hell just happened to Makima, you start seeing all these other people that you weren't suspecting, like the old person and all these different people starting to pull guns. And you're like, oh shit, this is like a big orchestrated thing that's happening right now to everybody. And as soon as you see like it lead up to Arai and Kobeni with the person behind with the gun, you're thinking like, wait, is there a dude in the restaurant they're at? And then it goes to that scene and you're like, oh fuck, they're gonna get shot. Perfect. It was so well executed the way they did it. the tension was there, especially when the guys started talking. I'm like, this motherfucker. But then I wasn't expecting him to, be a devil or, whatever. So that was even more of a surprise. So that was done really well though. And then all the curse attacks were like fucking cool. I'm still not tired of seeing the dog just bite things, but Aki pulling the sword out, and you kind of mentioned a little bit, but like when you watch Denji fight, he's like a crazy berserker type attacker because he just goes nuts, and then he needs blood to refuel, so it's just like this blood crazed thing going on. And he also has like powers that allow him to go and jump off and do a bunch of crazy Kashurn style shit. But Aki's a person; he's a human, and so when he's fighting, they really spent the time to animate his like normal human legs moving, and like the way he's like moving is like just get in position to swing and stuff like that, and then also coordinate with the curse to attack this dude, because I mean he's going all out just to get rid of this guy like right now. It wasn't like this like fight scene that got to the point like where he's got to go like, okay, things are getting bad, I got to pull out my trump card. He's like, I gotta take care of this now, or there's too much shit happening already. And so that was pretty cool the way they did that. Although it kind of made me realize there's a huge difference between Aki and Denji. So even though what Aki did was really fucking cool, especially that thing where he was like, was it nails or a sword that was punching through?
The sword is a nail.
Yeah. So, and when that was happening, that was the whole. As soon as the hit started, it's all tension. Even that fight, I was like, I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen, dude. It wasn't even like when you see Denji pull his chainsaw, start going nuts. You're like, hell yeah. In this, I was like, holy fuck, I don't know who's gonna live through this. This is like a bad situation. So that was really cool. Really sucks, or you kind of mentioned it. Really sucks that Himeno did that, but it adds weight to everything, and I really enjoyed that they're willing to sacrifice a character they allowed you to like. So that was cool. Ends on a cliffhanger. That's rough. I can't wait for next Tuesday because I need to know what happens. Yeah, and I did see a little spoiler on Twitter earlier today of Makima with blood on her, but there's no indication in the picture that I very quickly scrolled past that she was dead or that had got shot. I just assumed maybe she got attacked, maybe she got hurt, something like that. So went into this pretty blind, and so it was a genuine surprise, and I'm really, really happy about that. And then outro sequence was really cool. I liked it a lot. It's probably one of my favorite ones. So there's been a couple. I've liked them all, but like the best ones, it's definitely one of the best. So overall, fantastic episode. I'd give this episode an A+. I fucking loved it. I know we're not grading individual episodes, but I feel inclined to let you know how much I liked it. So, yeah. Anything else?
No.
What do you think happens next episode? Denji gets up. He starts fighting the dude, chase him off.
Assuming they stick around, maybe. I
Like
have no idea. That the show, it's kind of hard for me to predict, to be honest.
Yeah, without knowing anything about it, I don't know.
Well, we haven't spent a lot of time, with I don't remember the manga dude's name, but I don't know how this guy's head works yet in any capacity either. So I don't know, really anything. I've seen like random, tidbits here and there online, so I have some ideas on some characters that are safe for now, but that's about it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think Denji will be fine. Obviously, it's his show, and he's also already died in the first episode, so he's not a stranger to dying. I don't think Aki will die. I think Himeno's gone. Power will be fine. Makima, I don't even believe she's either dead or going to stay dead, but we'll find out. If she is dead and Denji lives, he's not going to be happy about that. But it's hard to predict. That's just kind of guesses. All in all, though, pretty crazy shit. So, yeah. Let us know in the comments, though. What do you guys think about this episode of Chainsaw Man, episode 8? What'd you like? What didn't you like? If you didn't like something. And where do you think things are going? No spoilers, please. We haven't read the manga, so we don't know what's coming, and it's better that way because then we get genuine surprises like this episode. And yeah, tell me everything you think about in the comments below when it comes to Chainsaw Man episode 8. I've been Seth. This has been Chevy. Thanks for watching, guys. Until the next episode, we'll see you later.